Welcome back to SA Today. The time is now 24 minutes past 4. In news just in early today, KwaZulu-Natal ANC Deputy Chairperson for Ward 88, Bongani Usher Mkhize, has been shot and killed in Umlazi South of Durban. Now, Mkhize was returning from the KZN ANC Provincial Elective conference that ended a while ago at the Durban University of Technology. And he was also the branch chairperson of the Coastal College ANC Youth League in Umlazi, the biggest branch of the Youth League in KwaZulu-Natal. For more on this, let's cross live to Umlazi, where our reporter Sibongakonke Mbatha joins us with further details. Sibongakonke, some sad news indeed. I mean, we're just getting wind of the sad passing of course, this leader. Do tell us what actually happened. When we heard the news earlier on, the details were still very sketchy, but we do understand that he went to the conference to wish all the delegates that were there well. But then upon returning home, that's when the incident took place.
Indeed, Alicia, a very good afternoon, even though it's a very tragic one, like you've just mentioned. We are, of course, coming to you live from Umlazi, from Nyose Drive, where is exactly where the incident took place this morning. It is unfortunate because it is reported that he was coming from, indeed, the conference, wishing all his members and delegates well as he was coming back. He was allegedly confronted by someone who he was allegedly owing money to the amount of 500 Rand. That is a story we have just recently received. Apparently he was owing this young person money and they got into an argument, and it is reported that after getting to an argument some harsh words were exchanged, but unfortunately he tried to get away from him and then he left, coming back with another person, another suspect, and of course that's where all the unfortunate happened. The details are still a bit sketchy, but for more details on what exactly happened, I have with me Ward Councillor Sbusiso Mapumulo, who is Ward Councillor of this area, in particular Ward 88. A very good afternoon to you, sir.
Yes, how are you?
This morning, very tragic news happened. We do understand that this is how it happened, as we were just briefly explaining, that Bongani Mkhize, who is very, very young, was attacked by these two alleged men who he was allegedly owing some money. If you can just give us brief details on that.
No, I can recall I was in a conference and I can recall that there is a situation that is happening on my ward. One of the member of ANC Deputy Chairperson Bongani Mkhize was shot by two men, and I drive to see what was going on. When I arrived to the scene, I see Bongani laying down. When I asked people that I was around the time, they say these two men was asking Bongani for 500 that Bongani was owing them. But when I analyze the story, it's an allegation because I don't think that 500 Rand would cause this, because they shot him twice, in the head and in the back. You see, as a community and the organization, we are very shocked about this situation, and I think we have to consult the police so that they will make a thorough investigation, because we don't understand what was going on. When you listening to the story of this 500 Rand and you see and you see the person that was around seeing that Bongani and this guy were fighting, they say it was not the 500 Rand. There's something behind about the story of 500 Rand. That's what I know and what I heard about the story of Bongani and these two gentlemen.
Thank you very much for your time, sir.
Yes, thanks so much.
There was, of course, Ward Councillor Sbusiso Mapumulo, who is of the same ward where he was allegedly shot dead. This is, of course, the scene where it all unfolded this morning, Alicia, after he had this very brief squabble with these two alleged suspects. This is where his life ended. And it is reported that allegedly the very weapon that was used against him was his legal firearm. We do understand understand that he had his own firearm, and as these two suspects turned against him and started to attack him, he of course responded, retaliated, but they got a hold of his gun and started to shoot him. They shot twice at the back as well as at the forehead. It is very unfortunate because we do understand that earlier on we did highlight he was coming from the conference, and it is indeed very sad news, and he's very, very young. He was doing his final year at Coastal College, and like Mr. Mapumulo has just said, that he's calling on the police to investigate further because this 500 Rand story seems to be very unclear, and as a branch and as a ward, they don't really believe what just happened. They're calling for the police to be very quick in investigating the matter and get to the bottom of what happened to young Bongani Mkhize. Alicia?
All right, well, Sibongakonke, then, speaking of police, have you had any moment or chance to speak to them? Are they following any leads? This 500 Rand story really doesn't seem feasible.
At this current moment, the police are still investigating. We could not really at this moment get further details, but we will, of course, after this be able to get more details in terms of how their investigation is coming along. But from what Mr. Mapumulo and fellow community members have said is that the suspects fled and they are currently nowhere to be found, but we will confirm any leads with the police later on.
All right, and any reaction from the ANC in KwaZulu-Natal or the family at this stage, Sibongakonke?
Unfortunately, upon coming here, Alicia, we do gather that we were told he was just renting out just a few steps from where the incident happened. He's originally from Impende, and at this current moment, the family has just received the news that their young son has just passed on in such a tragic manner. He came all the way here and lived close by just for education, and unfortunately he had to die so tragically. As well, for the ANC Youth League, they did earlier on express sadness at the news, and were very concerned because we will recall that KwaZulu-Natal had held multiple cases of political killings, even though this one, it caught them by surprise, and they did mention that they are not suspecting that it might be politically related, but of course we leave it to the police to confirm after gathering all the relevant details and fulfilling their investigations. Alicia?
Sibongakonke Mbatha, thank you so much. We're going to leave it there. Some somber news indeed there. That is our reporter out in Durban, Sibongakonke Mbatha, and she was just talking to us about the news of Bongani Usher Mkhize, who was a youth leader in KwaZulu-Natal for the ANC. He was en route home yesterday from the conference after wishing his delegates and colleagues well, where he was accosted by two suspects who opened fire, shooting him twice and fatally wounding him there.